Hey guys, this is Andy the Bearded Practitioner, and today I'm coming at you with a real life story about some things that have been going on in my life. Hey guys, this is Andy again, and thanks for coming back, joining in on this video. And for most people that don't know me very well, I wanted to give you a little clue in on what's been going on in my life. We've had some really tough times this last couple of weeks. So I guess it would start back in about a couple weeks ago on a Friday. We got this call from my stepson, and he stated that his very full-term pregnant girlfriend had unfortunately lost her baby. And the next weekend basically was going to hospitals, really being there for my son and his girlfriend, and just a really tough time. There's no words to describe and how to help console anybody. You know, grief is always very unique to anybody going through it. But as a person that's looking at his life and self-growth, I thought I could give a couple takeaways from such a really horrific moment in our life. I think the first thing that I really focused in on was the fact that this life is just very precious. You don't get another opportunity to do this life again. It's very important that we realize how precious this life is. I think when death happens, you realize very quickly that how easy fleeting it is. And making it precious is very important. And that also brings me to my second point, which is death and impermanence is a lesson that I teach in my classes, but it's also really important to keep in mind that how we approach our life should be in always understanding that change is always around us, everything is impermanent, nothing lasts forever, and death is always just right around the corner. We don't know when the place and time is going to happen. So much wisdom and so many, religions talk about this because it's about the preparation. Are you prepared for when you do move on to the next life or next place in your existence? It's very difficult to think about it, but I think that if you start really thinking about it now, you can make this life meaningful and also prepare ourselves for what's to come. In my opinion, the thing that is making your life meaningful is benefiting other people. The day that we went down to the hospital was our way of showing support and benefiting them. I couldn't say the right things to make anything better, but what I could do was just show support and love and hugs that let them know that I was there for them. It was an extremely tough moment, and it still is. It's not any better. It's 2 weeks later. You try to grieve and go through the grieving processes, but it doesn't make it emotionally better. There's always a sting in all of this, but at least I know that what I was doing was trying to benefit them. And if you are doing that in your life, then you're okay. Being a benefit will make a huge difference in your life because you're no longer thinking of just yourself. And knowing that you're part of a bigger picture really does make your life more meaningful. And knowing that what you do and say and think really does matter. It matters to so many. I brought this story up before, and it's a story about a little boy who's on a beach after a huge storm. And there is all of these starfish that are right up to the shore. They're just all being drug up from the ocean bed and all on the beach now. And this little boy sees them. He just starts putting them, and there's thousands, hundreds of thousands of these things on the beach. And so he just starts picking them one at a time and putting them in the ocean. And a man walking nearby sees the little boy and goes down to the beach and says, this is futile. Why are you doing this? I mean, there's 100,000 of these. The little boy picks up the starfish and says, but to this starfish, it matters. And so that's the way we should live our life. We may not make the hugest impact. We may not become rich and famous and have all these people know who we are. But as long as you know that you matter, and to others around you, you do what you can to make their lives matter, that's all you can do. Thought I would share that with you today because honestly it's good for me to just talk about it, because it's been a really tough couple weeks. Kind of going through my thoughts on and my feelings on this. It's so tough. There's not a lot of good words, but I'm hoping that somebody out there sees this and it makes a difference to them, knowing that I think you matter, and that's why I'm making this video. Talk to you soon.